at least 10 South African students evacuated from Ukraine are due to arrive in the country this morning at the OR Tambo International Airport. This as the South African government has been scrambling to evacuate nationals. Now, since the invasion by Russia exactly 2 weeks ago, scores of African students have been struggling to flee the Eastern European nation. Let's get more now on this story. We are joined by our reporter Zikhona Tshona, who is at the airport for us. Zikhona, good morning to you. You may not be aware that the South African government confirming just moments ago through a question to the minister in the presidency, Mondli Gungubele, who was asked a question about who else is South Africa partnering with in terms of private sector players. And this is on the back of a company called Aspen. It's a pharmaceutical company which is now assisting in evacuating South Africans that are stuck in Ukraine. What are you hearing from your end, in particular, about the struggles of South Africans who have been trying to leave that country?
It's 100% correct, Actually, the students, the 10 of them that will be arriving at OR Tambo this morning are in fact government's efforts in partnership with pharmaceutical company Aspen. Air France flight number AF990 has landed at OR Tambo International Airport, and from what we understand, that is the flight that is carrying those students. 10 of them, it says according to the board that they are currently disembarking. We will get a chance to speak to the Department of International Relations as well as Aspen about this partnership. I see that officials from the department have arrived and those from the pharmaceutical company Aspen.
African government in its, should we say, either treatment or being unhelpful, basically, when it comes to monetary assistance of people who are trying to flee Ukraine. Just an hour ago, I was reading a story about the Zambian government, which was basically just hands-on in trying to assist its nationals leaving that country, even with their foreign minister at the airport to welcome, I think, some 10 Zambian students. That tells you the amount of involvement and the compassion, I think, is what South Africans are looking for from our government. What have you been hearing from the various students, the ones that have been arriving in the country in drips and drabs, about just the unhelpfulness of the South African government in this regard?
We've only managed to spot one family member here at the airport not wanting to speak to the media yet. As you can imagine, the anxiety, the weight of being uncertain about whether when their loved one will be arriving in South Africa. Those students will get to hear from them their experiences about leaving Ukraine firstly, and how helpful was the South African government. As you've mentioned, we've heard some criticism from students who have already arrived in South Africa about how they felt that the government was not helpful in making sure that they reach South Africa safely. You can see my eyes are wandering because we are expecting them to walk through those doors any moment from now, and all those questions about how they feel about how they were treated by government, actually will get those answers once we meet with those students who are expected to make their way through those doors any moment now.
Tshona, thank you very much for that update, keeping a close eye as that flight lands at any moment. And you've heard her mention that the students expected to walk through the gates at any moment. Hopefully we'll give you those pictures.